Our journey starts on August 31st, 161 CE, with the birth of a boy who would grow to become one of the most infamous Roman emperors. His name was Lucius Aurelius Commodus, but history knows him better as Commodus. Born into the purple, the son of the revered Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius and his wife, Faustina the Younger, Commodus was destined for greatness from his first breath. Raised in the lap of luxury, Commodus enjoyed privileges that few could even dream of. Yet his upbringing was far from ordinary, even for a prince. His father, a philosopher king, ensured that Commodus was educated by the best tutors Rome had to offer. He was immersed in the works of Plato and Aristotle, taught the art of rhetoric, and trained in the physical disciplines necessary for a future emperor. But Commodus was not just a student of books and combat. From an early age, he was exposed to the inner workings of power. He observed his father's rule, witnessed the machinations of the Roman court, and learnt firsthand the delicate balance of leading an empire. And with this exposure came responsibilities. Even as a youth, Commodus was expected to carry the weight of his future role. Marcus Aurelius, known for his wisdom, saw potential in his son. He did not shield Commodus from the harsh realities of ruling an empire. Instead, he introduced him to the world of politics and power play, grooming him to be his successor. The emperor's influence undoubtedly shaped Commodus's understanding of power and leadership. Yet with privilege and power also came pressure. The expectations of an empire rested on the young Commodus's shoulders. His every action was scrutinized, his every decision analyzed. He was groomed to be a leader, but he was also a pawn in a larger game of power. This early life set the stage for Commodus's later reign, a reign marked by extravagance, egotism, and controversy. But to understand Commodus the emperor, one must first understand Commodus the boy, shaped by his birth, upbringing, and the towering figure of his father, Marcus Aurelius. In 180 CE, the mantle of power passed to Commodus, marking the beginning of a reign that would leave a significant mark on Roman history. As the son of Marcus Aurelius, Commodus was born into a life of privilege and power. His reign, however, would not be as serene as his father's. From the outset, Commodus's administration was characterized by a departure from his father's Stoic philosophy and a turn towards a more self-indulgent and erratic style of leadership. Commodus was known for his unpredictable and often outlandish behavior. He was notorious for his bouts of rage and his obsession with gladiatorial games. It was said that he would often participate in these games himself, taking great pleasure in the violence and spectacle. This obsession not only shocked the Roman populace, but also drew the ire of the Roman Senate. His relationship with the Senate was tumultuous at best. His policies often clashed with the Senate's views, leading to a strained relationship that would only worsen throughout his reign. Commodus's disregard for the Senate's authority and his tendency to act on his own whims led to a series of power struggles that would define his time as emperor. One of the most controversial aspects of Commodus's reign was his self-deification. In a move that shocked the Roman world, Commodus declared himself a living god. He renamed Rome to Colonia Commodiana, and even the months of the year were changed to reflect his 12 names. This was a clear break from Roman tradition, and it was seen by many as a sign of Commodus's growing megalomania. Despite the controversies, Commodus's reign was not without its achievements. He was able to maintain relative peace within the empire, and his economic policies, while often criticized, did bring some stability to Rome's economy. However, the longer Commodus reigned, the more his erratic behavior became apparent. His obsession with gladiatorial games intensified, and he began to see himself as Hercules reincarnated, even going so far as to wear a lion's skin and carry a club. This behavior, coupled with his self-deification, led to a growing sense of unease among the Roman populace. Commodus's reign was a time of turbulence and change. His self-indulgence and unpredictable behavior marked a stark contrast to the Stoic philosophy of his father. His disregard for tradition, his strained relationship with the Senate, and his increasing megalomania all contributed to a reign that was as controversial as it was unforgettable. Yet, despite the controversies and the criticism, there's no denying that Commodus left a lasting mark on the Roman Empire. His reign signaled a significant shift in the way Rome was governed, and his actions would have far-reaching consequences for the empire. Commodus's reign was a time of turbulence and change, a period that would forever alter the course of the Roman Empire. The reign of Commodus ended abruptly in 192 CE, but his impact on the Roman Empire was far from over. A conspiracy woven by those closest to him led to his untimely end. His own chamberlain and mistress, fearful of his unpredictable and erratic behavior, poisoned his food. But when this failed, they resorted to more drastic measures, and Commodus was strangled to death in his bath by a wrestler named Narcissus. The immediate aftermath of Commodus's death was a mix of relief and uncertainty. The empire, which had been subjected to the whims of an unstable ruler for over a decade, found itself at a crossroads. The Senate, quick to distance itself from Commodus's disastrous reign, declared a damnatio memoriae, an act intended to erase Commodus from public memory. His statues were torn down, his name was removed from public records, and his gladiatorial victories were declared null and void. But the public's reaction to his death was less unanimous. To some, Commodus was a tyrant, a madman who had brought the empire to the brink of ruin. But to others, particularly the poor and the gladiatorial class, he was a hero, a man of the people who had dared to challenge the aristocratic status quo. His controversial image only fueled the debate about his legacy, a debate that continues to this day. Despite the Senate's attempts to erase him from history, Commodus's story was not so easily forgotten. His posthumous reputation grew even more infamous, shaped by tales of his brutality and madness. He became a symbol of decadence and decline, a cautionary tale of what happens when absolute power is placed in the hands of an unstable ruler. Commodus's death marked the end of the Antonine dynasty, ushering in a period of civil war and instability known as the Year of the Five Emperors. His reign, turbulent as it was, had left an indelible mark on the empire, forever changing the course of Roman history. Despite his controversial reign and posthumous reputation, Commodus's influence on the Roman Empire and history cannot be understated. He is a figure whose actions sparked significant changes, some of which reverberated long after his death. The immediate long-term impact of Commodus's reign was a shift in the Roman Empire's trajectory. His autocratic style of governance, marked by extravagance and personal glory, signaled a departure from his father's philosophy of duty and service to the empire. This marked the onset of a period known as the Crisis of the 3rd Century, characterized by political instability, economic decline, and external threats. Beyond the political sphere, Commodus's influence permeates art and literature. His portrayal often serves as a symbol of decadence and the abuse of power. From ancient sculptures depicting him as Hercules to modern depictions in films like Gladiator, Commodus's image has been manipulated to reflect societal attitudes towards tyranny and hubris. His reign also offers valuable lessons. It serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked power and the pitfalls of vanity. Commodus's obsession with personal glory and disregard for the welfare of the empire ultimately led to his downfall. His story reminds us that leaders should prioritize the needs of their people above their own. Yet it is important to remember that Commodus was also a product of his time. Born into absolute power, he was shaped by an environment that fostered his worst traits. His life serves as a reminder of the importance of checks and balances in power structures, and the potential dangers of a system that allows for absolute rule. Commodus's legacy is complex and multifaceted. It is characterized by a reign marked by extravagance and tyranny, but also by lessons about leadership and governance. It's a legacy that continues to resonate, influencing our understanding of history and shaping our perceptions of power and leadership. Commodus, a controversial figure in his time, continues to fascinate us today, reminding us of the power, pitfalls, and paradoxes of absolute power. From his birth to his reign and death, Commodus's life was a rollercoaster ride of power, extravagance, and controversy. Born to the esteemed Marcus Aurelius and Faustina the Younger, his early life was marked by privilege and opulence. His reign, commencing in 180 CE, was a period of grandiosity and unpredictability. The young emperor indulged in extravagant games and spectacles, often fighting as a gladiator in the arena, a move that both fascinated and shocked the Roman populace. Yet beneath the showmanship lay a darker side. His reign was marked by political unrest and economic instability, and his erratic behavior gradually alienated his subjects. His death in 192 CE was met with relief, yet his posthumous reputation remains contentious. His legacy, a blend of fascination and infamy, continues to captivate historians and enthusiasts alike. Commodus's life and reign serve as a stark reminder of the highs and lows of power, a lesson that resonates through the annals of history.